Let's check out some of the most popular videos on TikTok about my favorite city, Budapest, and see if you can use that as an inspiration for your next visit here.
Here are some of the best things to do on your first day in Budapest. The first thing to do is hop on a tram and make your way over to Buda.
Okay, I don't want to start the video already with an actually moment. Budapest has a really good transportation system, and you can also use the bus, the subway, or even walking from one side to the other, not just the tram. But let's see what else is here in this video as a recommendation for the best things to do.
First of all, head to Market Bazaar, as this is a really nice area to walk around. Once you're done here, you can head up to Buda Castle, which is only a short distance away, for excellent views across the river. I'd definitely then head to Fisherman's Bastion, which gives me Harry Potter vibes and also has amazing views of the city.
Visiting the Castle District is definitely a must, and all of these things are super. Plus, what's really cool, the castle is on a hill, so if you want to walk up, it may be a bit tiring for you, but what she's mentioning here, going from the Market Bazaar, which is like a garden, there's actually an escalator that takes you almost all the way up to the castle, so it's a really nice way of getting up there.
Once you're done here, you can head over to Pest to the Budapest Parliament building and the memorial site of the shoes on the Danube.
So I think this is very important to point out, and I think one of the key problems with shorts, TikToks, is that they are short and context is missing a lot of times. The shoes on the Danube River is mentioned in a lot of articles and videos as a place you must visit, and you should, but what's the context here? If you just see this video, you will go there, and I do see a lot of tourists believe that it's some sort of a funny statue and they make, Instagram pictures of, hey, I'm here. But it's actually commemorating a tragic event when fascist soldiers in World War II shot the Jewish people into the river, and all that was left behind them were their valuables, including their shoes. And if you just watch this video, you probably not know that, and you go there, you don't know what it is, you might be offending someone with making funny pictures for your social media, so please don't do that, thank you.
In the evening, I recommend booking a table at Mazel Tov in the Jewish Quarter. This has great food and it also has a DJ on as well. Then head over to Simplica, which is ruined bars also in the Jewish Quarter, and have a great night out.
So far, not bad, it's good, some context is missing, but let's see what else is out there.
When you're in Budapest, you have to visit this place. It's called the For Sale Pub, and it's so unique because it has handwritten notes pinned all over the walls and ceilings from customers over the years.
I think I was at this pub like 10 years ago, and it's really a cool place. The notes on the wall, they're really nice, it has a really cool vibe, but one thing to note, it is a very popular place. I see this coming up on Instagram and Facebook a lot of times, and the kind lady here was at the perfect time when there were barely any people, but if you go in the evening, it will become crowded. Definitely worth a visit, just make sure you visit sometime during the early afternoon hours perhaps.
Here's how to spend the perfect 72 hours in Budapest. First, you're going to cross Elizabeth Bridge and head to Fisherman's Bastion for the most incredible views of the city. Next, you're going to head to the For Sale Pub. This place is covered in notes from everyone who's visited over the years. And the portion sizes are huge, so grab some lunch and a beer while you're there. Then you'll head to the dock just in time for sunset to jump on board a 1-hour evening cruise.
So already, this is apparently the perfect 72 hours that you can spend here in Budapest. And it's kind of slim to me. It says here Fisherman's Bastion is number 1, then you go to For Sale Pub. I guess if you're at the Fisherman's Bastion, you're gonna be spending a lot of time in the Castle District, exploring the Matthias Church, the Castle Palace, like the hospital in the rocks. But then, how do you get to For Sale Pub to have a lunch, and then immediately there's a Sunset River cruise? Okay, let's see what else is part of this 3-day itinerary.
Before heading to Tiki Bar for one too many cocktails.
If you go to Tiki Bar, definitely try to book in advance. I was there once and I was super lucky to get a table for like 1.5 hours.
On day 2, you're going to head to Szegényi Thermal Baths. Now trust me, you're going to want to spend a few hours here. It's definitely one of the best things to do in Budapest. Then head to the Magic for some food, which is a Harry Potter themed restaurant. Then finish your night at 360 Bar for some of the best sunset views in Budapest.
Okay, on day 2, again, I think this is very slim. Where was the parliament? Where was the basilica? The nice areas and nice buildings? Didn't you want to go maybe to the Városliget City Park where the Széchenyi thermal bath is? It is a really nice park with a lot of cool stuff, but no, we need to go to Harry Potter apparently if you come to Hungary.
Day 3, it has to be Circus for breakfast, which was incredible, followed by a quick pit stop at Cat Cafe for all the strokes and cuddles. Next, you're going to head to Simple Kurt, one of Budapest's most famous ruin bars, and you're going to finish your night with a round of glow-in-the-dark mini golf.
Okay, so here's the thing. Is this the perfect 72 hours in Budapest? Well, if you've been here a bunch of times, then, I mean, there are some really nice ideas here. Some of these places can be easily recommended, like the Circus Cafe. I heard that it's a really nice place to get brunch. And also the indoor mini golf is super interesting. But if you come here for the first time, then I think you're leaving a lot of stuff on the table that offer such a cool experience here in Budapest.
Right, now I'm back from Budapest. I can tell you all of the shit that TikTok told me to go to.
I think she's kind of doing the same thing that I'm doing, like reviewing what, you know, TikTok offers you. And then she came here and did all of those things. So I'm really curious how she enjoyed her time here.
Number 1, Light Museum. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Why am I paying to go see LEDs? Unless you are off your tits on mushrooms, no point.
I think she's kind of right. The Light Art Museum is... There are many of these kind of things all over the world. And if you come to Budapest, why do you want to check out LEDs?
On to what I would recommend is the Prosecco boat tours. Unlimited Prosecco, would recommend going at night.
I, as a local, never went for any of the boat cruises. I personally just love to take a stroll on the Danube River banks, check out the magnificent buildings as you can see there, and it's a really nice and lovely experience. But a lot of people always recommend boat cruises, especially the unlimited Prosecco cruises. I don't really understand how that's fun, but hey, maybe I will have to make a video about that and share my experiences.
If you're into history, I'd 100% recommend this. It's just thought-provoking. It's just so interesting to see.
Again, the shoes on the Danube River, but here she's actually giving some sort of context, so you know you're gonna expect something thought-provoking if you go there.
You also need to go to the ruins bars. Insane. And also they pour their drinks like they're all gonna die tomorrow. The doubles were quadruples.
That does sound like an evening at a ruin bar here in Hungary, and precisely the reason why I like to go there during early afternoons when it's less crowded. You can also do that and get a more peaceful experience.
And I think that's about it. Oh, and use Bolt instead of the normal taxis because apparently they rip you off. And the Bolts come in like 30 seconds. It's actually quite impressive.
That is super impressive. I never get a Bolt in 30 seconds. Good luck for you. But one thing I have to note here is that while Bolt, I think, is probably the best because of how convenient their app is, there are other branded companies like 6x6 Főtaxi. They also have apps that you can use, and the most important thing, and I keep mentioning this in some of our videos, again, do not get into a taxi that is marked as freelancer. You're welcome. By the way, I personally rarely use TikTok. All I did was going up online, logging in, and then basically typing in Budapest to the search, and these were the most popular and most viewed videos that were out there. But what about you guys? Do you use TikTok? Have you ever found inspiration on the platform or any cool places that you then visited and indeed were really nice? Tell us in the comments below. I don't know why these things are popping up here in Hungary, and maybe I even saw them in Prague. But why would you want candy from barrels? It is a thing you can do here in Hungary, though I would definitely not recommend going to one of these places and spend a lot of money for expensive candy. You can spend that on lángos perhaps. Regarding street markets, these mainly pop up when there's like a celebration like August 20th when we have the fireworks, then you can easily run into a street market. The other places are weekend markets, not street markets. They are most of the time available during summer when it's warm, but there are a few also available during winter time. We have a video actually about some of the weekend markets. Maybe check that out as well. Gellert baths at sunrise. Well, Again, it's an actually moment. This is not the Gellért baths. In Gellért, there's an outside part which is mainly open during the summertime, and from there you definitely will not see any sunrise. This year is close by, but it's a different thermal bath. It's the Rudas thermal bath, which is also very popular and kind of also became expensive in the last few years. I like this. I'm not a fan of short content, but this is actually what I kind of enjoy. This transition with the sound of the subway going into this nice song, and then you get the nice images of Budapest. I actually find something nice on TikTok. Cool.
I've been living in Budapest for the last few months, and these are a few of the touristy things that I think are actually super overrated. I'm Madeline. While I'm usually out traveling the world, I've been incredibly lucky to make this beautiful city my home base lately.
Okay, I'm really curious for this one, because so far it was mainly tourists who shared their experiences, and it's really nice to see that there is a local who's also sharing her thoughts on Budapest. Let's see.
So first up, we definitely have to talk about Széchenyi Thermal Bath. This is probably the most famous tourist attraction in Budapest, so I know I'm making a big statement by saying this, but this place is so overhyped. First of all, 37 euros is ridiculous. Look, I get it, the building's cute, it's definitely not the worst place ever, but you're massively overpaying to be crammed in a pool with a bunch of other people with water that doesn't even look that enticing.
So the thing about Széchenyi Thermal Bath is that she's kind of right on the price. It is very expensive, but you're going into a historic building. It's actually the largest outdoor thermal spa in Europe, and the architecture is just gorgeous. And the other point that she's making about the water, I think we need to understand that these are thermal waters, so they will look a little bit different because of the minerals that are in there. But about the cleanliness, the reality is this is a popular place, and a lot of people who visit it don't really know that if you go into a thermal bath, the first thing you do before heading into the pools is you take a shower, because you need to clean yourself, and a lot of people basically forget to do this and go into the pools with their sweat and dirt on their skin. So yeah, sometimes the water doesn't look too clean, but it's also because of the minerals in there.
Okay, look, I feel a little bit bad to put this on here because it is an iconic part of Budapest nightlife. If you're looking for a quality club, this is definitely not the place. But man, is she consistent, and there has to be something said for that. If you want to go out and talk to a bunch of random people from around the world, this is definitely the spot for that. Or if you're really bored and it's a weekday night and you want to go party, also the spot for that.
To be very honest, when I was much younger, I did go a few times to Instant. These days, I rarely go to any of these places. However, most of the nightlife in the middle of Budapest is actually driven by tourism. So if you want to meet a bunch of people from all across the world, indeed just head into the middle of the city and go to one of these places, like Instant, for example. Honestly, given the reputation of TikTok, I was expecting much worse. There are some good ideas here. Some of them are a little bit more about, social media fanciness, but if you search, you will probably get some interesting ideas and thoughts, and it's nice to see some locals also producing content about Budapest. But if you're curious about what we think are the top 10 things to do in Budapest, well, maybe check out our video where we are recommending some of our favorite activities that you can do here. And if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to see more content like this. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the future videos. Bye!